I'd like to take a quick moment to say thank you to Custom Dynamics for sponsoring this video.
What's up YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Chris Glides. Today I'll be working on this 2023 Harley-Davidson Road Glide CVO, and I'll be adding two products from Custom Dynamics. One is the ProBeam LED fillers, and the other one is the Fender support bolt bracket that will cover up the support bolts in the rear of the bike. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so when you set your order for Custom Dynamics, in your package, you're gonna get these products here. You're gonna get some stickers and you'll get your two items that you ordered. These are the part numbers in the back, and I'll be adding them to the video where you'll be able to actually look at this, pause your screen, or see the screenshot that I'm gonna leave for you. This is the other part number. This is the covers that's gonna go around it. And this is the original look of the lights that come with the CVO. I'm pretty sure that some people like it and some people don't. Some people have actually tinted this area out, and I just want to try these lights and see how much of a difference they make, and also give it a different style look. So the next thing that I did was an inventory check of all the products, and these are the lights, the brackets, and I wanted to make sure that I did have the connectors here. And so on the lights, they'll indicate left and right, makes it a lot easier. And then the next thing that I do is I always read the instructions, and for the support covers, you only have a list of 5 steps and nothing on the back. And for the actual lights, you have on the front page, you have 4 installation instructions, and then the remainder of 5 through 12 on the next page. But it is quite simple. For this install, you're gonna need a little bit of alcohol. You're gonna need probably some dish soap or degreaser. I use this panel tool, a set of pliers so I can clip things. And also, you're gonna have a couple of sets of sockets with some extensions. You're gonna have a short 11mm, long, deep 11mm, and a deep half socket, half-inch, and then a T40 and some tested tape, and it already comes with some of those wire ties. All right, step 1, you want to remove the left and right saddlebags and also your seat, and you're gonna disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. So once you have your left and right saddlebag removed and placed in a safe location, this allows you access to the Fender support brackets on either side of the fender that you're going to be working on. And then those other nuts that you're going to be removing, I'm going to be using an 11mm socket in order to do that, and you do the same. So once you have these 3 11mm flange nuts removed, go ahead and slide off your light. Once you have your light slid off, you're gonna go ahead and disconnect that connector to the light, and you're gonna press down on the tab right there to remove. Press down on the tab and then slide it to the rear for removal. So the next thing in the instructions say is to remove these 3 studs. They're held on by a bracket in the rear of the fender. The bracket is held on by 3M tape, but it's also connected to a bar down here that goes all the way around to each side. So what I'm going to do is take a 1/2-inch long socket and remove the bolt there and on the other side. And there's one more underneath behind there that I'm going to have to get to, and that should allow me to get those studs out. So to get this off, I had to use a 1/2-inch on one side and a T40 on the other side in order to remove that. And I'm removing that because that's connected to this bracket here, which is in the way of me just being able to remove those stud bolts out the way. And so to do that, I'm gonna be using a 11mm, and I'm gonna be using that to unbolt right there. All right, so once you take that 11mm bolt off, this bracket piece comes off right here, and I should be able to now move these stud pieces out the way. All right, so I was able to use this tool right here at work when I used to remove the panels to do like stereo work and stuff like that. But I was able to squeeze this between and pry this from the inner wall here. What step is it? Step 3 talks about removing the stud from the fender wall that's connected by 3M tape, and it talks about removing the other bracket, but you gotta pretty much remove this bracket first in order to get that. So now I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side, and after that get this all cleaned up so I can start putting stuff on. All right, so that was a mother bear to get off, and so what I did, I started from the bottom, and I was, prying, using this thing. This thing is definitely something good to have. I had to bend the part out some to get the tool up higher, and then push up higher and push and get out, but it is on there. So what I'm doing now, as you can see, just cleaning up. What I'll do is I'll use a soapy solution of like Dawn, some kind of dishwashing liquid that is a degreaser, and take some of the oils off, and then I'll use some alcohol for surfaces that I need stuff to stick to. And as you can see with the parts there, they had stuff that had 3M tape that we're going to be using. So just get that nice and clean, dry it off, and then I'll repeat with some other type of degreaser. I'm gonna use like alcohol swabs. All right, so the next thing we want to do is identify our right and left panels, and the left's going to be identified on this piece with the L right there. All right, and so far as these, when I took the plastic off, they aren't marked, but they only go one way. So you put them on right there, you see that it fits flush. If you put it on right here, you can see a lot of the area where it's not. So it can only go on one way. So I'm going to remove the protective tape on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and install it right there now that I've allowed my alcohol and everything to sit, and go ahead and remove this tape and get it on there. All right, so once you have the bolt covers aligned and in place, then you're going to go ahead, and that was the last step for this first set of instructions for the bolt covers. And now it talks about clipping the ends right here as pictured, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up on this next set of instructions. So one of the questions I was asking is, why would they put these clips on here if you have to cut them off? But if you weren't installing the bolt covers, then once you push it through, it would clip onto the other side. But since these covers are on, it's going to provide like the additional thickness, and so that's why they have to be cut off. So that was easy. So go around, cut all the remaining pieces off as it says in the instructions. So once you have your tabs clipped off, go ahead and take your alcohol and clean off the filler bracket, because you just touched it with your hands. It might be a little greasy on there or whatever, maybe not. One thing about this 3M tape is once it goes on there, it's going to be stuck. I mean, this thing's pretty strong. So what you want to do now is take the red tape off, and when you put it on, make sure that you align it, because you get like one try. So align that thing right and get it in there, because it will move, it will go too high, as you can see. So make sure you line it up correctly. All right, so once you have the red tape off and ready to go, just verify that you have the top and bottom. So it says custom dynamics there, that's going to be the top, and then it has some SAE numbers on the bottom, and that's going to be the bottom. Make sure you have left for the left side. What I'm doing is I'm doing one part at a time, and that way I'm not going to make a mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up and stick it on. So once you're satisfied that it's lined up, go ahead and apply light pressure and make sure that you got it sealed all the way around, and do that for about 1 to 2 minutes, just making sure it's applied. I'll recommend doing this when it's warm outside. Right now it's about 78 degrees and that's perfect. So I'm gonna back this thing out in a little while and let the sun hit it a little bit more just to make sure it's stuck. I wouldn't advise doing this in cold temperatures just to make sure that your adhesive sticks. On the next step, you're gonna go ahead and connect your plugs together, and they won't connect directly to each other, so that's why you have your supplied connector. So the white end here is gonna go to the white end there, and then the black end here is gonna go to your factory plug right there. You can't mix this up because that's 4-prong to 4 and 3 to 3. All right, so one of the valid concerns is, you know, you're gonna be thinking, where in the heck do I put all this wire? So, and the little box piece. So what I did was, if you can see right there where that tab is, first I took the box piece and secured it under here between these two parts, and then I used the zip tie here. And then the next piece was the wire that was already raveled up from the light itself, and I zip tied it right there. So once you have all your zip ties in place where you want them, where it makes you feel good, warm and fuzzy, go ahead and clip the ends off, obviously. And I've already did the other side. And the next thing I want to do is, what I'm going to do is, to make myself feel more comfortable, is I'm going to wrap that with Tessa tape a little bit and make it even more neat. And I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll just show you what I did on the other side. So use some Tessa tape, wrapped it around, and that'll secure it further. So once you have everything wire tied and to your likings, you're gonna go ahead and reconnect the negative terminal on your battery and install your seat, and go ahead and check out your lights. So now that I have the battery connected, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the bike, make sure the lights work. And some people said they would have did this step a long time ago, but I'm following the instructions. So the lights do work. Those are the running lights. Go ahead and turn on the hazard lights. All my hazard lights are working on all the lights. And as you can see, I'm in the bright sunlight, and these things are bright. So turn my hazards off, turn on check all your blinkers and all. All right, so there's a final look at the installed Custom Dynamics filler lights. I like them, and yeah, I definitely recommend them. It just when they're off, you know, and you have everything smoked, smoke color and everything, it really gives it a better look instead of having, like, you know, some red light in there when you're going with the smoke look. And I'll turn the hazard lights off just so you can kind of see what I mean here. Waiting for everything to go off. All right, so now when all the lights are off, you can see everything's blacked out or grayed out. The lights that I chose actually have a grayish look instead of a blacked out look, and so that matches the lights that I have perfectly. I didn't know how well they would match, but I really like how they match the Harley-Davidson lights that I chose to use. I do know that in the future I'll probably go ahead and make everything one light as far as Custom Dynamics everything, but I'm pretty satisfied. All right guys, thanks for watching another episode of Chris Glides while I install these Custom Dynamics filler lights. I want to thank the sponsors of this, Custom Dynamics, for sending me these lights so that I can create this install video, and now I can ride around with brighter light and look cool while doing it. So anyway, if you want a link to the description for the parts that I installed today, go to the description area of the video, and also you can rewind this video because I did show like the part numbers and everything that you need to install. So again, thank you to Custom Dynamics, and again, as I always say, stay tuned because who knows where we're gonna go next. Thanks.